Overtime. But yeah, I think that whole thing that with the whole John Gruden thing, and just the language that he was using in those uh, emails is, I think that's just general conversation that a lot of people have when they talking, to other people who they feel comfortable around. Uh, a lot of shit you can just that was locker room talk. A lot of the shit that he was saying in them emails is the same shit that you probably hear in the NFL locker room. You know what I'm saying? Depending on whatever it is that they might be talking about. Not even NFL locker, any sports locker room. Just guys just, what I'm saying,
Or
kicking
any
it, just
workplace
shooting
for
it, yeah,
real.
Shooting this
workplace,
shit.
anywhere, just shooting this shit, just whatever. Like who hasn't criticized a president? You know what I'm saying? Who hasn't fucking sent a picture of some titties? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like whatever. It's like who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really not a big deal. So but I think what this is doing is kind of like now that these things have been put public, it's almost as if like now the general locker room talk or barbershop conversation, like that shit is pretty much being annihilated. You know what I'm saying? Due to this like situation now, because now if anything that could be deemed as offensive, somebody walk into that room and hear what you talking about when you feel like you have the confidence of the people around you, and then what I'm saying, that shit could get you in trouble now. You know what I'm saying? It's like a different day and age. And I think that symbolism of that, like
Yeah.
the whole concept of like, the locker room talk or just the boys club, just guys kicking it. Then you got the NFL pushing female coaches and female people working within close to the players within the locker room. If they in
Referees.
there, referees, if they just in here talking shit or whatever, language, and they might say something that could be deemed offensive. Now these guys are getting, locked up, or I mean not locked up, but getting might as well be as far as socially. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's pretty much it's a huge consequence to that. So I think that's part of the thing. Is like men don't even have like a what you call like a sacred place just to just express themselves freely. It's like that shit is almost being starting to become taken away. I mean, if you really think about that shit, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a shame. Like, how can that be pinned against me? Like, this is stuff that's been happening ordinarily between man versus man, and like I don't know, like now I gotta feel awkward. You know what I mean? I don't know because I'm not in those type of positions, and it's like people that's elevated in society like gotta worry about stuff like that. But me and you, we can talk about that shit. But I don't know
Yeah.
when is there a situation when that shit is like I don't know because you talking about like emails, like everybody is accessible by email. So like eventually is
Or
that gonna
text
come?
text
Yeah,
messages.
right.
Text
But
messages is probably even
but
fucking
but
worse.
And then
but the thing is, this is work email. This is work email. They pulling this shit from the Redskins, Washington football team's server and shit. This ain't no personal email shit. He's pulling this from work
Oh no,
shit.
I mean nobody's
So that's
defending the
gonna
fact
fuck
that
you
that
up.
was stupid to put that type of information out there in the work
yeah,
email. Because
Hmm.
I would definitely not put no personal shit or something that somebody could easily backtrack. In the work email. That's just him feeling comfortable. He probably thought he was untouchable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I think just overall, just from a human
hmm,
perspective, like that, he really ain't doing nothing any different from anybody else. The place where he did it was the wrong. It was wrong, but the overall, like the point behind what he was doing, or whatever he was expressing, everybody be talking shit about people. Like everybody does that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just what it is. What it is. Like
But
you know.
it must be it's like you said, it's he must have felt comfortable, and that's a shame that he felt comfortable that he can do that at work.
I
So he
mean,
must be
yeah.
talking to other motherfuckers, other
hold
like-minded
on.
people, other like-minded people. He's
Who's
he's
to say he
he's
was
sending
doing it at
emails
work?
to other. What he's doing it
Because
You
through
think
his
they,
work
he think he
email.
was sending the
They're not
email?
pulling it from. They're not pulling it from his
No,
Yahoo
no, no, no.
dot
They was
com of
they was pulling it
shit.
from
Bruce
Bruce
Allen
Allen's
shit.
email. They're not pulling from
Yeah, that's my
John Gruden
point.
shit.
That's my point.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I'm
that's a good
saying.
point.
I'm
Nah,
I'm
but he's
saying
saying
that's
that
that's what
he's
I'm saying. Is he's speaking to other people he think are like minded like him. You know what I'm saying? So It's not they're not pulling it from his yahoo.com. He's speaking to some random ass motherfucker. He's doing this shit in his work email, talking to other people at work that he works with in the work email. So it's like it's a shame because so it's a much bigger problem. So just like that
But
the thing the
but it's
meme you
not
put
really
up,
a
it's more people.
but it's
It's definitely
but
more
funny.
it's
people
not
that's
really
coming
a
down.
bigger. But to me, it's not really a bigger problem because I feel like everybody does that shit. He just so happened to get exposed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's like you can't stop people from talking shit. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen. Everybody does it. People riding their car be talking shit about the person who could. You know what I'm saying? It's like
In front of
everybody.
them,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Probably say
different
some
though.
offensive
That's
shit, a
different though.
motherfucker.
Riding in your
You,
car is different.
Ugly.
You
I
can't
know,
say
but
it's
that's what
not
I'm
a
saying.
much
I'm not.
bigger problem
No.
if he's talking to people at work, if he's talking to people that he
But what?
actually works
But
with on the work email and all that shit. You
But
know what
you're
I'm
talking
saying?
about
I'm sure
John
everybody has
Gruden. You're
policies,
talking about
huh?
John Gruden. You're talking about John Gruden.
It
But
don't matter who I'm talking about.
he got but
I'm
that
talking
wasn't
about.
his work email, and that's the whole thing about the Sage Still shit. Like she's out of work. Why is she getting in trouble at work?
So hold on. So hold on. So hold on. So
John
what? So
John
he was on his G. He was emailing from his Gmail joint
we don't
to
know.
his.
We don't know. We don't even know exactly what was in the email. We just hear like hearsay shit. We haven't seen like the actual thread of the shit. So like we don't know what email it came from. Do you think it say John
man,
Gruden at
I don't give a fuck
ESPN.com?
what that
Mhm.
motherfucker talking about unless he
It's got to
talking
be
about he
because
part of
they
some
pulled 600 something
organization
thousand emails.
that's out here,
But
out
no,
here trying to hurt people. It's like it's just talking shit.
exactly.
It's like who cares? It's like at the end of the day, as long as he ain't like plotting to kill people or hurt people or harm motherfuckers or hold people back or
Exactly.
prevent people from getting jobs or anything like
Exactly.
that,
That's
then
not
who gives a
real.
fuck? Who cares if he said talk shit about people?
So
Everybody talk shit about people.
is that
You
real
know,
racism? Him just
Well,
talking
it's
shit?
against the guidelines. It's against the guidelines.
Whose guidelines?
Regardless,
Is
it's
that
the
any
company's
rule?
no,
guidelines.
but we're
It's
not. But
against the company
I'm
guidelines.
not. I'm not
You
talking
spoke
about from a
about what's the
company
name, Sage
perspective.
Steel. It's against the company guidelines.
No, I know. I'm not defending him being fired. I'm just talking about the overall, like like from a moral perspective, like how people are making it seem like, look what he did. It's like, nigga, everybody do that shit. He just so happened to be the one to get caught.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's all
yeah.
I'm saying. It's
I
like that
see
don't make
that.
him any
I see
worse
that.
than the next man. He just did so happened to be exposed. You know,
But
that's all I'm saying.
I get. I definitely agree with that. But that's my whole point. That it has to have been on company time, or not if it wasn't on company time. It was on the company email server, whatever. That's my whole point. Because there's policy guidelines, and I mean, the NFL be out here. The NFL has more guide. I don't know how many guidelines they have. So many guidelines, more than anybody else out there's joint. So if he's sending emails like this on from ESPN or
He's
from
setting
his
himself up.
yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing? What are
I
you
agree
doing?
with that. I agree
So
with that.
yeah, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
But the point I'm making is that the fact that the shit that he was talking about is like this the type of shit that everybody does. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
like
I agree
if
with that.
you were in an environment where you could be sitting there speaking on any of the topics that he was speaking on, because I'm looking at it from a perspective of the things that they were like basically striking him for. You know what I'm saying? It was like he said this, he was misogynistic, he was racist, he was homophobic. Like they hit him with all the joints. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, if you actually listen to
Checks
the
all boxes.
conversation of
Mm-hmm.
of every fucking person who feels comfortable with somebody and you speak on these topics, you would probably like that's why you only speak on them with people you feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that if I would speak to this just openly anywhere, I could probably easily offend somebody. So that's usually why people speak on those type of topics amongst the people they feel the most comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Like, but if you eliminate people from doing that, then it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna say honestly, even if he was sending emails on his personal joint, and some random person just try to make them joints public, the NFL still would have said, "Oh, you're violating our policies."
Yeah, I
You
do
know what I'm
agree with
saying?
that. They would
You see
still
what I'm
try to
saying?
strike him for that. I do
Yeah, they
because
still get him.
it's not about it's because the NFL is not about like it's almost like, nigga, you signed to you with the mob
You
now
making us
type
look
shit.
bad.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, it don't even matter if
At the
you
end of the
at
day,
home. Like if you don't align with the company guidelines, then nigga, we can get you up out of
mm-hmm.
here. And that's what happened to Sage Steele. And that's the
Yeah,
same thing that's going on right now with John Gruden and shit. Like, you can only speak one way. You can only have one perspective. There's only one reality then that can be projected from this from ESPN. And if you have
yeah.
any different perspectives, you can't be on this network. And it's as simple as that. And they letting you know. You know what I'm
Especially
saying? They
especially with
letting
the
you
say
know.
still, that's a live video recording. You know what I'm saying?
But Say still said a long time ago she was like she felt like there was no like conservative black voice on ESPN, and she said she was willing to be there because she know there's
Conservative.
black because she was saying there's black people who think like her, but she said there's no voice for the black people who think like her. And after that, and then she said she wasn't even given the option to speak, you know. So I was like, so she been said this shit before this whole incident even happened. So she was
Yeah.
probably already on their little hot list, like the people they want to, you know, whatever the fuck you want to, people that probably didn't want around any goddamn way. They was probably just waiting for a reason.
She violating the terms.
I'm telling you, man, if you got to be out here like on some victim shit, you got to be projecting victimization, and you got to be out here acting like you're offended about everything. And if you have an objective, what I'm saying, point of view outside of that shit right there, then what I'm saying, they ain't gonna want you on this shit. As simple as that. You know, they want you all. They want you crying like Randy Moss. That's the shit they want you to be doing. That's what they want from your ass. They don't want you out here projecting yourself in any other way. You
My
know,
dog Randy Moss. Mm-mm. Out here boo hooing.
that's what they want. That's exactly how they want your ass to look.
Here
And niggas
boo
thinking that
hooing.
shit. Niggas think that shit is cool. They think that shit is cool for us to be out here, little boys, watching niggas crying because of a nigga's opinion, because of some shit a nigga said, and you got little boys looking up to these men. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't co-sign that shit at all. Because now he's like, wow, that white man must be really important. I guess I should care that much too. Like, fuck them niggas,
Mm-hmm.
man. That's what I'm saying. I can't stand that shit. I don't like it. I don't. It's like, come on, Randy.
That's why I want to know what
We we
Marshawn Lynch
we,
got to
we
think about
better
that.
we better than
He
that,
can give
bro.
a
Come on,
damn.
man. We stronger than that, bro. Don't act like that, Randy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, mm.
Somebody hit up Marshawn Lynch. I want to know what he got to say. Fuck these niggas.
Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
where the rest of these, activists that that's been making statements in the past? Like, where do you at?
Kaepernick gonna make a statement soon.
You think so? You want to
You
take
know they're gonna ask him.
you want to take a bet?
Yeah, let's take a bet. Let's take a bet. Take a bet.
I would say
A cool dub. Cool dub.
a big fat no.
They gotta ask Kaepernick. Somebody gonna ask Kaepernick. Somebody gonna ask something about Kaepernick. Somebody. Got to.
I'll say a big fat no.
Got to. Cause the dude. First off, he commented on the kneeling and all that shit or whatever,
He
and that's
did.
when he started getting into the Obama
Everybody
stuff.
was. Everybody was.
Yeah, yeah, they were. Jerry Jones too, but
Yeah, but they get passed.
Jerry Jones ain't gone now. This
Exactly.
guy's gone. So we making these certain emails
Do you think
live.
do you think Jerry Jones is a big enough figure to like not get canceled? He he,
Probably,
he is the NFL. So
probably,
like
probably,
yeah,
probably.
I think they know who Jay Gruden is. I mean not Jay Gruden, John Gruden is, and
John. Hmm.
he's disposable. So they looked at him like,
Yeah.
okay, bet. It's the simple fact because like the
So
whole
you saying it's gonna get swept?
I mean
This
the
is it,
whole
and that's it. That's
not
done.
yeah, probably so because this is like I mean they found the shit because of the whole Dan Snyder investigation and
So this
nothing
all be getting out of them 600,000
there's like I ain't find that
emails.
we ain't find out with Dan, so you know what I mean let's get him out the way.
Hmm.
Somebody gotta get got in the,
But
in the
but they did find something with Dan and said, nah,
in
this
the
the
name of wokeness. Somebody gotta get got.
He got to fall on the blade. He got to fall. Y'all gonna make John Gruden fall on the blade
It already happened.
Yeah, pretty
to sa-
much. But I'm telling
to
you, bro.
save.
Everybody asked about
I
it.
know
Get
y'all
his
Redskins
ass.
fans trying to get Snyder about it. Yeah, I've been trying to get
Actually,
Snyder about that
I'm
joke.
like one of the few Redskin fans that do not give a fuck about as far as
Yeah,
Dan
me
Snyder right
too.
now because he's been out the way. He's not meddling like how
I
Jerry
don't have
Jones been done. And I understand like his whole come up. Like he's self-made. He's a Silver Spring, you know what I mean, resident. like, like
Huh?
he's from Silver Spring. He's self-made. He grew up as a fan
Because
of the
Dan Snyder
team.
can stay. Dan Snyder can stay.
He's a fan of the team. He wants the team to win. Like he's been out the way.
If they find some Dan Snyder emails, do he got to go or can he stay?
Nigga, they can find emails on anybody.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they find some John Gruden, Dan Snyder type emails,
Okay, but they found Robert Kraft's fucking freak shit and they let that shit pass.
that's different. He was just entertaining himself.
Yeah, right. He was involved in illegal activity and
It's just, hey, it was just a little
and
squiddy,
the
just a little
same
squiddy.
the same as Jim Isray from the Colts. He had a dead body in his house,
You know,
overdosed on prescription pills and all that shit. Nothing happened to him. So like, yeah,
my man Kraft said,
some
what's
people
his
are
name?
some people are
Epstein was
disposable.
locked up that week. Epstein was locked up that week, so
Man, some
you know
people
what
are
I'm saying.
disposable. Some people
Yeah,
are
if you ain't
disposable.
got if you ain't got the pull, yeah. If you ain't got the power, yeah. You out of there. You out of there. I can't argue with that.
And he's still in charge over there.
Yeah, he was just out there when Tom Brady was up there joining. What you talking about?
I'm talking about
Walked out on the field and everything. What? Who? We talking about?
Jim Isray.
Oh, I don't know what I got. I don't know what I got.
It's funny how that
But I
shit
know,
got. It's funny
I know
how that
Robert
shit
Kraft
got
ain't going
flipped up,
nowhere.
huh?
I said, but I know Robert Kraft ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he's probably the head of the fucking good old boys right now.
Kraft macaroni and cheese, boy,
Look,
ain't gonna win. What is man? Woman dead in overdose found at home bought by Ursay. Ursay.
and he got stopped in like a traffic stop with a whole bunch of pills in a bag.
Oh word.
No subscription, like two
He the
separate.
owner, right?
Yeah, two separate incidents,
Hmm.
but he get a pass. The fuck
Yeah, he balling. He balling like a bitch. That's what they call that.
out.
That's what they call it. He balling.
Okay, he allowed to do X Y Z, but
Yeah.
some def and I'm not I can't speak for Dan Snyder. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I do know some super wild conspiracy shit was going on, and he beat it. But as far as this was like mainstream news, but it was swept under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
So and the shit with Robert Kraft, mainstream news, but it was people sidestep.
You
You
think? You
think
think? You,
John Gruden gonna be snitching out this joint? John Gruden snitching or not?
If you know
Or
some shit,
he getting paid off?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
But
I don't know how much they make as a coach, but
He was
I'm sure
getting
he's
didn't he
probably
get
paid.
a like?
Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But
Didn't
I
he get
feel
like
like
a crazy ass
it might.
contract for them in the first place?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think just even to be with the Raiders in the
Yeah,
first place,
because
they gave him
he
some
had a
crazy
good
shit.
ass ESPN job. They was like, "Come on, bro, come on down."
I feel like they might slide him a little bit more bread, and he'll shut up. He go away. Ain't no reason.
Where them
Ain't no reason
dollars
to
at?
cause no problems.
Yeah.
You set for the rest of your life. What he's 50? He almost about to be 60 or something. He be chilling.
Nah, you 100% correct though.
So Snyder might be in the clear. Might be.
So what y'all think this is all about though? Like,
Making money.
what's the end game?
I
That's a
think the
good
end
question.
game. This is the end game. This is the end game. Like they had to find somebody to fall on the blade,
Mm-hmm.
We really didn't see the emails like how we seen like the text messages from who's that dude, Richie Incognito and shit when he was bullying that one
Right,
dude.
right,
We
right.
seen like the text stream and shit like that, but we didn't see the emails. You know what I'm saying? It's all
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pretty much hearsay as of right now. We haven't
Yeah, they
seen
put
all the
little
shit.
shit though. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I didn't really think that. You talking about the lips look like Michelin tires and shit. I didn't think that was racist or whatever. But I mean, I guess
I mean, it's
whatever.
racist, but like,
If you, yeah, I mean, just because it's coming from a white person, but if I said that shit about the nigga, or Marcus said the shit about the cuz, no, wouldn't nobody care.
yeah,
They'd be
but
like, oh damn, you
he didn't get.
joning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he didn't get fired because of that. He got fired because of the whole, homophobic shit.
It was on top of that. Yeah, it was on top of that because
Well, on
they
top of it came after that.
definitely said he said some racist shit, and then they said it was misogynist and homophobic. Yeah, and then he just like he like dug himself a motherfucking hole talking about I don't understand these women referees. He didn't say too much about it, but I don't understand these women referees. That was a red flag right there. Then
But that's what I'm
calls
saying.
somebody a
He was
fag
speaking
and.
against all the shit that you're not supposed to do in society no more. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah, yeah. Because
You
I've
can't
been
say
thinking
you
that
literally
too. I'm
can't say
like,
I know I don't agree with women doing that. You can't say that. Like you
hmm
can't say that.
yeah, yeah. You
Even if
can't,
it's a bad,
and
even if
and
you
it's not like that.
even if you
I
perceive
don't
it as a
agree with it,
bad
but
thing, even if you say I perceive this thing as a bad thing, and I don't think women should do that, that's still you can't say that. Like even if you're saying I
right.
think that's a bad thing, like
Then you gotta
as
you
in
gotta back
I
that
think
shit
you
up.
could
Like,
be
why?
harming
Why
yourself.
not?
Like I could be like I think you could be harming yourself, and then I could be looked at as a bad person for saying I think you could be harming yourself. I don't think you should do that. It's like that. That's how
Hmm.
it's like turning into that type of shit.
Yeah,
So,
but there's really no good reason to say that women can't be referees. You know, it's
but
unconventional. We're
that's
not
his
used to it.
opinion
That's
though.
all.
It's just his
Yeah, we're just not
opinion.
used to it though.
Who
We're
I
gives
just
a
not
tell,
used
fuck?
to it.
I tell you what, the one messed up a big call in our game versus Atlanta.
Huh?
She need to go
But
back
It
to the
happens.
fucking
It
expertise
happens.
and shit.
but
Shit.
either way, like it's just his fucking
Male
opinion, bro.
male
Like who
referees be
gives a
fucking
fuck?
up games all the time.
Yeah,
All
and
the
you're
time.
100% right. You're 100% right.
All the time.
But all I'm just saying is I'm just looking at it from I'm not looking at it from a workplace person. I'm just looking at it like it's his fucking opinion. He can feel however he want to feel about any fucking thing. Simple as that.
Hmm.
As long as he ain't acting on shit,
Yeah.
as long as
But
he ain't hurting nobody, as long as he ain't, putting, the fuck it.
he just
Simple as
fucked
that.
up by putting it out there in the
Yeah,
wrong
he just put
space.
he put it out in the wrong space, and you got to deal with those
Yep.
consequences. And the problem was you
Yeah.
felt too comfortable. You thought shit was sweet, and it wasn't as sweet as you thought it was. Simple as that.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Times are changing, good buddy. Good old buddy. So you gotta fall on the sword.
But I wonder how far like this even just these whole like censoring of language, like how deep does it, how far will this shit go, like what I'm saying, like how far does what I'm saying, because I see the what I'm trying to say is like when is the limit on shit being offensive, like what's the cap on that?
Yeah, I think like like in the whole like conspiracy community, people always talk about or point to like how the Chinese how they use like the social credit score. I mean, it looks like it's kind of like gearing towards that shit. Like if you like step out of line, that's like a mark on your social credit score. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you like bend the rules on like society, that's like a mark on your credit score. I think like shit is like leaning that way, bruh.
I didn't even know they had one of those.
But even if
Yeah,
that's the case, then what them like why we even on this show? You know what I'm saying? Why we even doing this shit? Because I'm guarantee you if niggas roll the tape, we all going down somewhere.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
All right, so it's like what's the fucking point? It's like at the end
Because
of the day, it's like
if I don't do it, who doing it?
what I'm saying is I'm not opposed to it. But what I'm saying is like some shit that we saying right now today, be like, damn, them niggas should have never said that shit on the
Yeah,
Flight Room episode 23. You know what I'm
Every
saying?
episode.
They should. That's my whole point. That's my whole
Uh,
point. Like what we literally we could go down for the shit we talk about on this show and next week. You know what I'm saying? If someone decides to be like, you can't say that no more. So I
yeah,
mean,
for that. That's
and
why
then, so,
I.
and then,
That's
and then
why I
somebody, and then
limit
some,
what
and
the
then it's
fuck
gonna
I
be some
say.
niggas on another podcast who are politically correct, who don't even curse. They're gonna be like, see, the niggas should have never been saying that shit on camera. Now look at their asses. Like, and they gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
shaking their heads at us. You know what I'm saying? The same way, like we shaking their heads at John Gruden and shit. It's the same fucking thing. You know.
Yeah, he should have knew better.
You know,
They
so
should
look at
have
them
knew
niggas
better.
over there talking. You know what I'm saying? Now look at them. You know. So I mean, what's the point? You know.
Mm.
Mm.
But he fucked up though.
I mean,
What's
I
up with
feel like
that
we,
Trump
we're
nigga
not big. I
though?
mean, but that's the thing though. Is like, do you think we just not big enough to be canceled yet? I guess you know what I'm saying. Once we get more subscribers, and I guess we'll eventually get
Yeah,
canceled. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Then somebody will go back to the old joints and be like, "Oh, they said this.
or somebody, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, then somebody
Oh, they
gonna
said
find them
this."
out. Niggas gonna be getting exposed like shit. Then they gonna be cutting out,
Y'all need to take that
like they
that
gonna be
last
cutting
week
the
joint
joint.
down with Brian.
They gonna be. Look, what? Well, look, they gonna be cutting them
And then
joints,
we're
and
gonna
then like
start another one. We're gonna start another one, new name.
look,
I
but
don't give
look,
a
they gonna be
goddamn.
cutting them joints and then like changing the narrative and making it sound like you said some shit you didn't say and shit like that. You know, they gonna take one line and not say the whole context of the statement. They just gonna take one little 2 or 3 words you said, and then and then label you, and then you gonna get canceled. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're all susceptible to that shit. It's like, but are you willing to die, or you know what I'm saying? Are you willing to,
Yeah,
be the sacrificial lamb? Because at this point, freely expressing yourself, you pretty much, putting yourself out there to be sacrificed. As far
That's
as
yeah.
like, as
That's what
far
I
as
said.
socially, yeah, you putting yourself out there like for niggas not to like you, and you pretty much have to be the type of person that not give a fuck if people like you. You really have to be okay with that if you're willing to freely express yourself. You actually have to be okay with niggas not fucking with you. You gotta be
yeah,
okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the whole like Kyrie thing. Like you think he enjoys being like a villain? No, he just wants to get his like point across. I believe. I or not even his point across. I think he just wanted like what I mean, just
I think he just want to stand on his shit. I think that's
yeah.
just it. I think that's just all it is.
And it's like he's not like standing on the table and beating his chest about the shit either. He's just like, nah,
Not at
fam,
all.
yeah.
If anything, people are like, they like
They
putting the
doing
camera in
it
his face.
towards him, yeah.
Yeah, they put the camera in his face, and then he giving you
Right.
non-conventional,
Right.
unconventional answers, and now y'all upset because he not following the script.
And then everybody else is like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can't believe this dumbass Kyrie. Yo, shame on him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's the same. It's a Kanye shit. It's the same shit. They do
yep.
it. It's the same exact shit.
Yeah. He don't want to get the shit. He don't want to get the shit.
Simple as that. The
Yeah.
public shaming shit is ridiculous. Even the joint when I think because somebody said I think one of the dudes on ESPN was saying some shit like, yeah, Kyrie wants to be like the voice of the voiceless or some shit like that. He was like, yeah, when I hear that, I'm thinking about like people being oppressed or like people going through the struggle or whatever. But it's like nigga, like he was like COVID ain't racist. Like what? Why? Like I don't understand. Like I'm just like nigga, like what you talking about COVID not being racist? Like niggas, a bunch of people who don't trust the vaccine of all races, of all walks of life. Nigga, it ain't just black people. So I don't even understand why he would even made it like a race thing. Like, because when
I guess you're trying to say black people are uneducated and shit like that. I guess.
And that's the other thing
I don't know about that,
really, but that's the other thing I've been getting a lot. I've been feeling like a lot of people are like basically saying who are black people to think for themselves. Like who y'all niggas like I really have been seeing that, and I see that from black people more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's kind of exposing that. And I didn't know that before this whole vaccine shit. It kind of exposed to me that black people really think black people are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where it's like if a nigga has decides to make his own choice, it's like, who are you to go against the crowd? Who are you to, to think for yourself? Like literally, I didn't know it was like that till this shit.
Yeah.
So.
And I would say if anybody had doubt in the government, if anybody had a reason to have doubt in the government, it would be black folks. So I don't understand. the issue.
But like I said, as far as this vaccine shit, a lot of people, all walks of life, races, don't trust the shit. It ain't just it's a lot of people, all kinds of
Running
people.
back there dying.
Sneezing.
Nah,
Sneezing. Anybody know me? I sneeze heavy as shit, and I sneeze when I smell good weed. So
yeah, yeah. See, he back there dying. Yeah, yeah, that shit. When did you get tested, man? Twice a week. Twice a week.
COVID don't make you sneeze.
I don't know.
How you know you never had it?
I don't. I got that vaccine though. I got that vaccine though.
And that don't stop you from having it.
It don't. He funny.
That's like the mental block for everybody. They think like it stops it. It don't.
Mm. But I got that card. I can travel anywhere. I got that card though. I'm good. I'm good with that card.
I guess
It's like a Visa. It's accepted everywhere. Or is that MasterCard? One of the motherfuckers. It's accepted everywhere.
it's like that Nazi tattoo.
And you know what's funny about that joint though? It's like if you go overseas or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How can they tell what's real, what's not? Are they calling
Cause
motherfuckers to see if this one is valid or whatever? Because my shit is like it's some random ass card. It's like it's I don't even know if it's a telephone number on there that you can call or whatever, but you know, it's just a random ass card or whatever. It's not laminated, nothing. It don't got no strips on that joint that you can scan or barcodes or nothing you can scan or whatever. So I'm like, how niggas, I could see how folks can get over it. Like them folks I think they got fined going to Canada with some fake joints. But I'm
yeah,
like, how were they able to tell that they were fake anyway? You know?
I don't know. Some countries do the whole passport shit, like the vaccine passport shit, and then some countries like
Hmm.
ban that shit. So like there isn't like I don't know, a global alliance as far as that, because like some it's weird because like some countries rely on like tourist attraction and that whole money,
Right.
so it makes, I don't know, bro. It's weird as
I
fuck.
I need to find out the rules if I want to go out because definitely I'm pretty sure they're gonna make you have a test before you come. If you go out of the country anyway, I'm pretty sure you gotta have a COVID test or whatever to come back. You gotta
Nah,
test negative. No,
nah.
coming back into the country. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to test negative. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you don't need to have the vaccine, but you got to test negative.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all bring a little bit of money with you. I know that because I know that the test is running like 300 over here. They like 300 if you
We
don't got no insurance. Say at least 300.
What you talking about now? When I was in Mexico, that shit was like $20.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I work for one of the leading medical insurances out there joints. And them joints, if you are
Insurance and insurance was
yes.
y'all overcharge.
No, that's yeah, but what I'm telling you is if you are uninsured, them joints are at least $300. They're at least $300 over this joint in America. In America. So
But
I hope,
my
I hope, I
little
hope if I got to go somewhere when I'm out there in Mexico, wherever the hell, they better just charge me some $20 or whatever the
that
fuck.
shit's on like every corner too, like testing sites in Mexico,
Hmm.
every corner.
That
Because
made that made me that made me question like how good are those tests, dog? Or this is what are they doing?
but we did
How
the
good are
whole
them
we
tests?
did a show when the topic was the whole PCR test was bogus from beginning, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like the basis of the shit.
Them tests might not be that good, though. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro, stop testing people, and
You got to pay 300 out here, baby. You got to pay 300 out here if you ain't got no insurance. Get your insurance up, dog.
Read them dogs. Yep.
just stop testing people.
Shit, that ain't what happened.
Stop testing people and stop. I don't know. I ain't gonna go that that route. But what was you talking about? Because you was talking about your boy Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah.
The-
Nah, put that joint up there. Put the you got the joint. Yeah, put it up there. Donnie, my man Donnie back out here. If we don't solve the presidential election fraud of 2020, which we have thoroughly and conclusively documented, Republicans will not be voting in 2022 or 2024. It is the single most important thing for Republicans to do.
You
I
think
guess he
that?
said must not do anyway. I don't know. Or I don't know if he's talking about the voting or maybe uh, solve the presidential election fraud. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, the presidential election fraud.
I don't know about this.
What do you think? What do I think? I don't think anything. So he got pulled. He got pulled. So
Well, first of all, he's speaking in terms of like he thinks every Republican fuck with him, and we already know every
yeah,
Republican don't fuck with him. So
yeah.
I don't think he's that
But
dumb.
they don't. They don't. But
I don't think he's
they
that
all.
dumb.
I feel like all of them feel that they need him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all of them feel like they need him because he had
Do
he
you think
had
this
a
nigga
bunch
just
of
gonna?
motherfucking votes. He
But
had a bunch of votes.
do you think he just gonna come out the shadows again and just just be
He not coming out the shadows. That's what I'm saying. This is recent. This is recent. He just
okay?
was
But
that that
but
was today.
he's
He
been
not
in the
coming out the shadows.
shadows,
He letting y'all know. He letting y'all know I will be coming back
bro.
out this joint.
This is the WWE. This shit looks like the
Mm-hmm.
WWE.
He back out here, dog. He is back out here.
Like you ain't seen him in a minute, then oh my gosh, it's Shawn Michaels away from a 1 year hiatus and shit like that, and then he fucking
Sting
sweeps
coming off
him,
the
yeah,
Raptors. I don't know, dog.
right
I
after
don't know.
like Joe Biden croak or do some wild shit, he gonna come out here. I don't know. I don't believe this shit.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's up next because you think Biden gonna get a second term?
Fuck no, he's not gonna live
I
through
don't, I
this
don't know if
first
he's gonna.
term.
That's what I'm saying. So,
You just listen
uh,
to how he talk. He's not gonna
so
survive the
I
first
mean,
term.
well, who's next up? Like, do you even have anybody on the radar? Or you think it's just gonna be somebody that's just gonna come out the blue and they're gonna
One,
be like the
one
the
of
next
these,
one?
one of these, whoever is like in charge of California or New York.
Be
Obviously,
right back,
that's
making a
what it
baby
looked like,
bottle.
right?
Yeah,
The people that's making an
I
example
mean, I mean,
out of Kyrie and Andrew Wiggins. These type
it's
of
probably
dudes.
it's probably gonna be somebody that's tied into this COVID shit that already
Yeah,
got the trust of the people. You
gotta
know
be
what
a
I'm saying?
savior.
And some sort of household name. You know what I'm saying, that people already know. I mean,
Kubo.
I guess he was supposed to be that guy, but I don't think that's because he got all that controversy surrounding him and shit. So I don't think that's probably gonna happen now. But then again, man, the way that this world is going now, who knows, man? Like niggas, it might be a full blown mob nigga that might become the president. Who fucking knows? You know what I'm saying?
Or Donald Trump can play his WWE villain role and come out the shadows, and then whoever's the Democratic representative is going to come out, and then he's going to battle him and be like, "Oh, of course we don't want Donald Trump coming and doing this shit again." So they're going to vote automatically for whoever's in the Democratic Party. Like how, and it'll be easy because the whole basis is going to be upon
Donald Trump or
and
yeah, the
and
COVID shit.
COVID.
Yeah,
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 I did this X Y Z in COVID because I was whatever mayor, governor, senator.
yep,
I was like I had a position. Donald Trump, you've been home hiding
yep,
in the
exactly.
shadows in the rafters like Sting.
Yep. And they're just gonna be talking shit. But it's like it's funny. It's just the shit just be like it's comical, young, because them niggas like you said, like Trump on some WWE wrestler type shit like that. He has that persona though. He has like the
uh-huh.
larger than life type persona and shit. So yeah, I think, and that's what it is. And people don't really be giving a fuck about what these niggas really be saying and be how they saying. Like
No.
people kind of they just want to get wooed or whatever.
Yep.
Like they want somebody to just say some shit that just touches
Right.
their tickles their so heart or whatever the fuck you want
And
to call
then
it.
and then you go to work and you like, okay, I'm team this. What team are
Mm-hmm.
y'all? What team are y'all? Let me know your team so I can say
Yep.
my team.
Yep. It's like that person that's like the Cowboys fan that
Uh-huh.
don't know nobody on the fucking
Right.
Cowboys, but they're a Cowboys fan just to be an antagonist. You know what I'm saying? It's
Uh,
like that type of shit.
mhm. Well, you know, my
So
team is this. Who's your team?
exactly, exactly. But people live for that shit. People like to be on
Uh-huh.
some gang shit. Like human beings don't like to admit that, but everybody like to they like to find like they little clique or whatever it is, and then find an adversary and be like, we don't like them niggas over there. Like people like to do that shit.
Yep.
You know, people we do it in religion, we do it in fucking sports, we do it in fucking language, everything. We do that shit in
Everything.
all everything.
Everything.
Like now niggas we got flat earthers and fucking what round earthers and shit. What is that? You know, we got the fucking
Globers or whatever.
you said who?
I think they're called Globers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Glovers. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So it's like, there's always gotta be an adversary somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's funny because that whole concept of adversary, people live for the adversary. The adversary gives you a reason to get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Hmm.
just because like, damn, I got to prove the other side wrong.
Right.
So it's like I got to prove that the left is wrong. I got to prove that the right is wrong. I got to prove that the Democrats wrong. I got to prove that the Republicans are wrong. It's like niggas get up, in
Right.
the morning and be going to battle. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Putting all the energy in that shit. But what is the value of an adversary though? And is an adversary real? Is that some shit that you chose? Like you chose that the other side to be an adversary. You know what I'm saying? Like is there some value in that?
I think there is value, but if you like lose sense of like where you're at in the fight,
Hmm.
that's where it can get dangerous.
Yeah. Sometimes people
Cause
get
like
so
if
caught. Yeah.
cause like you could just be like so stuck in your ways, like you get up and like, okay, I gotta have Dunkin' Donuts versus Starbucks. Like, fuck Team Dunkin' Donuts. Then you get to work and you're like, I gotta cut this person off because my car is faster than, my BMW is faster than the Benz. And then you get to work and I gotta argue with Jeff because he's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. And then you go to lunch. I gotta fucking eat Chipotle versus Cadoba. And then
Yep.
what I'm saying, everything is like so divisive.
Yep. It is.
Yeah.
Like you said, the vegans and shit, and then you got the
Right.
vegan shit. Niggas be beefing hard on that vegan shit. Like it's like the same thing. So it's like everybody got to have an adversary, man. It's just crazy.
Mhm. But
But
it also helps you because like I don't know because like if you if like the devil is your adversary and like you trying to rise above of everything and like you seeing the bullshit in terms of that, then yeah,
what you mean? What you mean?
like mm, like anything like if you just realizing like evil for what it is and not saying like you're not pulling up a false adversary, like or you could just using it as
You mean like just calling a spade a spade? You mean like
yeah,
I know what you're trying to say. It's like you call evil evil across the board. You don't try to put it on a specific group of people. You know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right, right,
Yeah, but that's the
right.
key. That's how you supposed to look at shit for real. You got to just call it. Energy is energy. Energy doesn't have an organization. It doesn't have a group. Everybody is capable of expressing the full spectrum of energy. It's just what you choose. It's all about just what you choose to be on. So you can't just make it seem like evil can only come from one place. Like everybody's capable of that shit. So
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole adversary shit.
But even the adversary, the adversary is you. Like the adversary is within yourself. Like there's really no real true external adversary. And they even say like some shit I read. It was saying that like the people who externalize on the outside as an adversary is really an internal reflection of something that's wrong within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why
Gotcha.
a
Yeah.
lot of times when like and when I came to understanding, like that's why a lot of times, not 100% of the times, because I'm human like everybody fucking body else, but it helps you like be okay with like people not like you don't need niggas to fuck with you, because it's like if people don't like you, that's
Yeah.
their issue. That's not your problem. So it's like you have to look at it like that. It's like if someone sees you as an adversary, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a them issue. You know what I'm saying?
And why
It's like
even spend energy to like make them feel any other way?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. So it's like when you come to that understanding, then you be like, man, you don't even give a fuck. You don't even
Mm.
you don't need people to like you at that point. You know what I'm saying? You don't care if people, you know what I'm saying? It's like as long as somebody ain't putting action to it, then it really ain't no issue. It's
And
like
that's why the
it's
whole
just a
political game is phony because they spend their whole business making people like them.
yeah, yeah. And it's because it's not really about what they say. It's about how you like. It's about how
Mhm.
you say things. They just try to. That's why I like. You have the pandering. That's what the whole pandering shit is about. Niggas wearing Jordans and shit like that, and talking to Cardi B. It's like, it's like that. That's the type of shit they.
Pandering to the black
Pan-
people.
yeah, trying to get you to like them because it ain't really about what they talking about. It's just
Mm-mm.
they just try to hit you with the your what you call it
Hmm.
your what's that term, man? I forget the word. Your lust. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, niggas love some J's. Oh, niggas love some Cardi B. Like, what I'm saying? So it's like we gonna give them that. Like, it's that type of shit.
Mhm. Crazy.
So, but yeah, man, that shit is crazy. But yeah, that even that concept of an adversary, though, man, I definitely truly believe there's a lot of people who need like someone externally to battle against, like and it's just, how like you see some people that always like it's almost like they'll just always be in their own way. It's like no matter what they do, it's like just always just somebody that they got beef with, somebody they don't like, somebody
Right,
that
right, right, right,
just
right.
somebody messing with them, somebody but what I'm saying? It's like that shit is like because in their brain they just always think that there's an adversary, what I'm saying? And they actually create that shit in their own mind. And
Yeah.
then
There's
sometimes
always that conflict.
somebody might say something that may not mean nothing, and that person might perceive it because they think that that's an adversary,
Right.
like it's just that type of shit like that. Like that's a real thing. And I think that actually gives them a sense of feeling. It gives you like sense of purpose. Like it makes you feel like your life is worth it. That you have the battle. You have a obstacle to overcome. It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning. So, but that
Hmm.
obviously that's like stagnant. That can definitely make you become very stagnant because it actually leads to nothing. It's just like an emotional roller coaster you put yourself
Right.
through.
You ain't got no time to focus on self. You worried
Yeah,
about the next person?
it's
Yeah.
just this chaos that you create in your own life when you do that shit. Really, and it's self-inflicted, and a lot of people do these things, and don't even realize that shit. Like nigga, it really don't be nobody really. You know what I'm saying? Like you be creating the drama in your own mind and don't even be seeing that shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's a good topic.
Nah, I'm telling you, man. As far as like adversary, like people, I think that's the thing, and like we was talking about, it'd be red versus blue, Redskins versus Cowboys,
Mhm.
Democrats. Like the people like that shit. It gives them a sense of purpose.
Coke versus
You know,
Pepsi.
Coke versus Pepsi, hell yeah. And it's all ain't it always like one, like even in the NFL, whenever they always the team two quarterbacks up there out of every draft and compare
Mhm.
the two all throughout their careers. It's like they twin them together. Same thing in the NBA. It's
Like
like
like now it's
Lu-
Adidas over checks and shit
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Luca's gonna always be compared to Trey Young. They're
Yep.
gonna always have that thing right there. It's
Yep.
like that. It's just like that type of shit is always gonna be like a versus something.
Yeah, it's got to be two. It's got to be two.
Yeah, and think about it. But isn't that like
Budweiser and Coors
isn't
Light.
that like a form of sorcery though?
Right.
Isn't that like
It's
some sort
gotta
like a
be.
form of
Man,
sorcery? Because
people even be arguing light liquor over dark liquor. Like this shit is still gonna get you drunk. Like I used to argue that shit too, and I just realized like, why
they
am I
feel
arguing
different,
about
but
yeah.
Yeah.
they feel different though. You
They,
don't think?
they do, but still, like it's still like somebody's preference is still gonna get you drunk. Like, why do I care about that shit?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm.
But think about it, like even let's say sports, like the biggest games are what the
Excessive.
rivalry games. You know what I'm saying? The one you see is your biggest opposition, the most opposite of you. Like that's why Redskins and Cowboys is a thing. Then you got Ohio State, Michigan. It's like those are the biggest games. These big ass SEC games, these rivalry. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's some level of sorcery, young. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get people so and then guess who? And guess who was the sorcerer? It's the fucking the NCAA, or it's the NFL. They're the sorcerer, and they use their sorcery through our favorite teams, and we get and when we spend money, and they get rich.
Yeah.
you know, that's literally
And a
what that shit
a
is,
lot of the colors are the same though too.
and it's
When you look
kind
at
of
the
sad because a lot of that sorcery was probably used in a lot of these gangs and shit. You know what I'm saying? That same method, and that's what's probably leading to a lot of these niggas. You know, dying at a young age. This shit's fucked up, but it's just, I'm sure because think about it, you got the colors,
That's
the
also
opposite of colors.
always like every time these football like big, primetime games, there's always a story. There's always a story. This quarterback played there. This coach used to coach there. Like it's always a story. So yeah,
Oh, it's Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes.
yeah.
It's
Or
like
Tom Brady goes back to New England, and you know what I'm saying. Oh, this is a close game, but fucking the Texans lost to. I mean, the Patriots lost to the Texans. Like how does
and
that
then
happen, bro?
and then look, even Deontay Wilder versus what's his name, Tyson Fury. What was that? That
Yeah,
became a black and white thing. It wasn't even just
right.
those two versions. Then it became the blacks versus the
And
whites
then
and shit.
Tyson Fury is named after a black man in America.
I know, right?
he beat that ass though.
Beat the shit out of that.
Say he Doug. I told y'all I was just
No, no.
throw the
But I think,
goddamn
but
towel.
if we keep it all the way real, I think everybody kind of already knew, even from
We
the
knew,
first
but
fight.
I just wish that he just would have got him
Mhm.
out of
Because everybody wanted them.
Yeah,
Of course,
there.
you wanted Deontay to win that
yeah.
shit, but I
I
think
was just
I wanted
wishing.
niggas to take
I
that
think
bet.
from
I wanted
the
niggas to take that bet. Come on, Randall. Get 50. I had 50 on Tyson.
And
Dog.
when I
but
He
text
said
him,
that.
I think even
And he
since
said, "Come on,
I
now."
think even from
I ain't
I think
simple.
even before the first fight, you just knew that Deontay's style with Tyson, because Tyson Fury's is a boxer, plus the nigga's tall as shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's a
Bigger than
tank,
him. He's
bro. He's
bigger
a
than
tank.
him. And then what's his name? That he don't really have the technique. You basically fighting with a nigga that's more skilled than you and is bigger than you. He ain't
Yeah.
never seen no nigga like that before.
Right.
So you kind of already
Back
knew
in
what it
box.
was. And when I seen before that, when I seen how he went against Ortiz, where Ortiz was actually like, he kind of
He was rocking the
he
shit.
had him like, he had him like Rocky a couple times. Like, and I was like, okay, this is how Deontay goes against niggas who be boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like Ortiz got skills. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, this nigga like when
But it's
he go
also
against,
out of shape.
and he's older and he's wide. He ain't even in his prime no
Mhm.
more. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's how he looks. So if you go against a nigga like Tyson Fury, who's pretty much a bigger version of Ortiz and shit, it's like I don't know, bro. Like, so it's
No,
like
he about to get cleaned up.
yeah, I wasn't surprised, but I definitely wanted him to win. Even this last one, I didn't even want to watch this fight. I didn't even want to watch this last one because I didn't want to see him get his ass whooped for a third time.
Mm-hmm.
Dog. I didn't even want to watch that shit because I kind of knew it was gonna happen, but I was just hoping he catch him. And then when he knocked him down in those twice in that one round, I think it was probably pretty sure it was looking like there might have been a chance. And then
He
it was
showed up a
all
little bit.
and then
He showed up a
it
little
was
bit.
all downhill after that. But yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
give him that though. He still knocked this nigga down 3 times, even though he never won the fight. But at least he put some work in. He knocked the nigga down 3 times. So
Yeah. He had heart.
or 4 times, I think it was.
I put that in the chat. I said this man got heart, but
Nah, he do.
it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen
I
tonight.
don't know what's gonna happen with
Ain't gonna
Deontay
happen.
after this, dog, because he lost to that man 3 times in a row, bro. So I know that's gonna affect his psyche somewhat, just a little bit. All the
It's
time and effort he put into this fight, So I don't know.
it's nobody. It's nothing else, dog. It's like
And
who else? It's nobody else for him to fight but him.
and on
Nobody
top
else
of
for
that
him to
shit, that's
beat.
what
I
I'm
mean to say.
saying. And that's the point. So it's like now that you lost him 3 times, who you gonna fight? Now let's say Deontay fights some like lesser nigga, and he win a few more fights. Well, he gonna go back and fight Tyson again? You know what I'm saying?
Don't
It's
do
like
that. Don't do that.
I don't
Don't
think
do
he
that.
gonna go down that. I don't think he gonna go down
Don't do
that
that.
path again. So it's like, who else is he gonna fight? Anthony. Like now the rest of
Just
Deontay's
wait.
fights.
Wait till Tyson ready to retire. Wait till he ready to retire,
I
and
feel
then you
like
can.
I feel like the rest of his fights is just gonna be like just name. It's not really gonna be for no rank type shit. It's just gonna be like here your name versus his
Yeah,
name,
because
and we just
Anthony
gonna make
Joshua
money.
ain't nobody.
And no, but they still got a
Yeah.
name. So I think if let's say Anthony Joshua and Deontay fight, niggas will watch that shit.
He gonna beat the shit out of
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua.
You think
Yeah.
so? I don't know.
We'll
I
watch
don't know
that
if he
jump.
would
I
though.
watch that jump. I watch that joint.
Anthony Joshua has the
No chin.
weakest chin
No
I've
chin.
ever seen in life for a nigga that look like that.
No chin.
He like fucking Aaron Donald,
Hmm.
and he just get pieced up every time.
He got
Yeah,
hurt though, but he definitely his chin is yeah. I agree with that.
but he ain't messing with that Gypsy King.
And then the white dude that beat Joshua last, like I guess he gonna be the next one to go against Fury. I'm assuming.
Usyk.
You're Usyk. I was gonna say
Uh,
you're yeah Usyk.
he might get fucked up too.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah,
But
this
watch this
man,
nigga. Watch
this
this
man
nigga.
is the Gypsy King is the most unathletic person I have ever seen. He
Nah,
just
but
looks
he is
so.
He
athletic
is.
That's
though.
I know.
just
I
the
was gonna say
body
he is
type. Just the
athletic.
body type.
Oh, you talking
He
about his
looks the
body type?
most unathletic ever I've seen, and this
But
motherfucker just be
some
crushing
niggas just
folks.
don't be making sense. I've seen like even just younger playing basketball, like niggas that was like chubby and like short was just dumb athletic, like fast, jump high, agility, and nigga like be chubby.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen niggas like that. So I mean, just it's just some people just
They
don't
in
make
their
sense.
element.
Some
They in
people
their
just
element.
yeah, some people just don't.
Yeah,
Some people just defy how they appear. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Cause he definitely beat that man ass, boy. That's what I said. I said if I'm Tyson Fury, I'm like, I don't give a fuck how many motherfucking push-ups you do, nigga, out this joint. God damn it, I don't give a fuck. This nigga cut up and everything, boy, cut up and everything. I don't give a
But
fuck how
got
many
he
motherfucking
got
push-ups
no
you do, boy.
stamina, bro. And he retired
Shit.
like the fourth round. I don't understand that. He looked like LeBron, and nigga,
Yeah, he looked like he was dead.
he
He
could be
was
gassed.
done, dog. He was done. It's like what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is his training, dog? What the fuck? We need that. Was the HBO 24 hours, whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah,
He
24
probably
hours.
because that's not his natural size. He probably not used to carrying that much weight, and he didn't realize what he was. You know what I'm saying? Because you can
But he
tell
did that last fight when
he
it was
a
like
natural slim,
215.
but he a naturally slim, lanky nigga. Like you know what I'm saying? That's like his natural build. He made himself that big. Like he's naturally like a lanky, skinny type. Like his frame is like he has a skinny frame. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, clearly,
but the nigga.
because
So
he was
he
going to
probably
his
wasn't. He
nigga's
probably just
body.
wasn't
That
used to.
nigga
He
got
probably was.
skinny lungs.
He probably wasn't used
Yeah,
to.
he was going to this nigga,
He
dog.
probably wasn't used to just throwing that weight around like that. Like
Bro, he was tired early.
nigga probably wasn't used to it. He just got big like that. He wasn't always that big. That nigga was skinny for most of his fucking career.
Shit,
Nigga honestly don't even look like he looked like a basketball player. Or some shit like before this. Like
he
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 was a
was
do,
basketball
slim.
player.
he do though.
He was
Yeah,
though.
He should have hollered at
I thought he
Floyd.
played
Oh,
football.
football, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he played football.
Oh, he played football. Oh, yeah, he should have hollered at Floyd to get some defense techniques because he need to learn how to box out this joint. I feel like he was trying to go at Cuz, and you cannot go at Tyson Fury, dog. You cannot go at Tyson Fury. You better learn how to box,
All right,
buddy.
what about this athlete right here?
I am a firm believer in science. What about Jordan
Oh
on
yeah,
the
that's
vaccine?
that's
So he got his
corporate.
vaccine.
That's corporate Mike. You know.
Why his face
Hey,
look like
hey,
that?
hold on. But look though,
Exactly.
look though. But tell me this, because we talked about this before. But I just saw another. So the Shakari Richardson's still in commercials. She's still in commercials and new
Yeah.
commercials.
Who?
Shakari Richardson. She's still
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
commercials, niggas. Like how about what for how? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I
why?
don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Nike getting their dollar. Nike
They
trying to get their
already
dollar.
knew what she was supposed to be. She just fucked it up. But it was like, nigga, fuck it. We already got
Yeah,
this whole campaign
we
behind you.
already paid you. We already
Yeah,
paid
so
you. Same thing.
you
That's
want
how I feel about Netflix and Dave Chappelle. We already paid you, so no, we're not pulling this shit. I don't give a fuck. I think they're supposed to have a walkout. All the gay and trans folks in the net that work for Netflix and shit. I think I seen a joint that is supposed to be on the 20th or 20 something or whatever the fuck. But
And then
we already paid this man, so it's going to be airing. So I don't give a fuck what the fuck I got to say.
yeah, the CEO said, nah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, it's not happening, buddy. It's not happening. Y'all have first off, y'all have your own section, LGBTQ section of videos, movies and shit on that shit. I had to skip past that joint a couple times looking for some shit. They have their own section on that joint. I don't understand why they want to walk out because of one goddamn special or whatever. You can skip over that joint just like I skipped over y'all section of videos. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that shit. I do not understand that shit. But they want to walk out, and they might find themselves in the motherfucking unemployment line. You know, if you want to walk out, unless I know the company I work for, I know we got one of the last dying breeds of a damn union out here. I don't know too many companies with unions and shit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Netflix don't got no union. Almost sure. So that would be job abandonment, and y'all might find yourselves in the unemployment line and then trying to put up a lawsuit against Netflix that y'all not gonna win because that's job abandonment. So I don't understand the whole we gonna walk out on because they're still airing Dave Chappelle. And 9 times out of 10 they was laughing at all other Dave Chappelle shit before this shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Before the specials about the gay folks or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But now it's now your feelings hurt, so get the fuck out of here.
Mm.
You ain't care about nobody else's feelings. He was hurting.
Yeah, but
He was laughing.
I appreciate that shit though, because Dave Chappelle, at least I guess that's the
He put
portion that
motherfuckers
he's
in check.
clear. Yeah, but he also gave people the he kind of cleared the way for people to just even openly have those conversations. So those are
Mm-hmm.
probably conversations things that people think about, but they not gonna say other than on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't gonna really say
Hey.
that shit. So so it's like, hey,
Yeah.
like well, at least he said it, so now we can talk about it
Uh-huh.
openly. So. I
We
mean, I
might.
guess
So
that's the
yeah.
power of comedians. I guess that's almost like the value that they bring to
That's what I was saying.
society.
Yeah, you can say a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of truth as long as it's
Just make somebody
masterfully
laugh,
said,
man.
like tongue in cheek.
Yeah. And his shit was serious. His shit was serious. The last one. That's probably why they upset because it was more serious and not too funny. But
But it was
whatever.
truth too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that
Exactly.
last joint though. This one, I mean, I didn't see this one, but I didn't really like that last joint. I thought he was gonna give us more of that shit from the last one, but this one was different.
I think
It
him
was.
surviving the whole COVID shit, because when he was on Joe Rogan, he was talking about the COVID shit a lot without being prompted. He was talking about, you know what I'm saying? I survived. It was nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like he was like asking questions like in his head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Sure. Feel like I had that shit too, but I don't know.
I think everybody had it once upon a time.
Yeah. We got the antibodies. I just gotta get tested for that. See if I got the antibodies. I feel like I got it.
Can you test if you got the flu antibodies?
That's a good question too.
I have no
Good
idea.
question.
We don't
But I
got
feel
no.
like I feel like I got the joint though for the COVID though. I mean shit. Me and my wife we don't never leave this house. We always like to travel. You know what I'm saying? Since the COVID shit, we ain't never been nowhere. We get our groceries sent over this joint. The only place if we do leave, we go to either my mother's joint or her mother's joint. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We don't go nowhere. So I'm like, how she got the shit and I don't got this shit. And the one weekend she actually went out for her birthday or whatever, she caught the shit. And but again, we're not going nowhere. After that, I've been in the same house and shit. How I don't got this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I must have some type of antibodies or some shit. I must gotta have something. What the fuck?
Or
And
it's
all
just
she just had like some
a whole
regular
lot of
flu
shit we can't
symptoms.
explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that
A whole
too.
lot of shit we can't explain.
That too.
So that means people shouldn't make stuff definitive if you can't explain it. Because you don't know, just like I don't.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I definitely cannot explain sleeping in the same bed with somebody with the shit, and I don't get the shit. So I don't I'm
Yeah, but
breathing
that's
and
just like the
everything.
cold sometimes. The cold sometimes you could be laying with somebody, you'll never get it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Sometimes one of my kids might have the cold, and I'll be right around
right.
their ass nonstop, and I wouldn't get that
Yeah.
shit. I'll be right there with them the whole time while they
And
sick.
that's my question. Do we have, maybe we have already caught that code before, and we already have a resilience against that. Our body already has a resilience against that. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
it's
I
probably
think
hit or
it's like a
miss.
lot of shit. I think
It's
it's like a
probably hit or
lot of
miss
shit.
because then sometimes I will get it. You know what I'm saying? If they do sick, it,
Uh
then
huh.
sometimes I will, sometimes I don't
Yeah.
get it, sometimes I
And
will.
then you won't
Yeah.
pass it
It's
or
like a
don't.
50-50
Yeah,
shit.
same
Yeah.
same shit. Sometimes I'll have it, won't pass it. Sometimes I might, and I do. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just by chance. It seems like.
Yeah. And when I don't get it, I'm talking shit. I'm like, "Hi, y'all niggas is sick. Hmm.
Mhm.
Get your antibodies up. Get your immune systems up.
It's all
Shit."
seasonal too.
Yeah. Mm. Y'all got no
I wish
no
Phil was on here
spaceship from.
because I want to talk about because I finally watched the American Horror Story shit, and that shit literally talks about adrenochrome,
You
like
just watched
straight
the
up and
joint?
down. Yeah, straight up and down talk about adrenochrome.
Which joint? I watched that joint a couple years ago. Which joint?
The
It's
whatever
mad seasons.
the latest one that just came out.
Oh, it's a new one?
Yeah, talk straight up about adrenochrome. Like
Oh,
that's
Not the hotel joint? I think
nah,
that's the last one I saw. So it's a new
nah.
one then. Okay. I might
I
have to
never
get back on
I
there.
never watched it before, but I watched the season. It's the whole story is adrenochrome, but they don't say adrenochrome. It's adrenochrome.
Okay, so you didn't watch none of the other seasons, bro?
Never.
Nigga, you tripping. You need to watch some other seasons. You need to watch some other
I
seasons. Them
may.
joints are tough. Them joints, no, don't I may. Them joints are tough, bro. Watch the other seasons. Them joints are tough.
You
They
see that?
talk. They
Did you see that trailer I sent you today?
what you
The
sent me
whole
today?
cartoon shit. It's like a cartoon that's gonna be on Netflix and it talks straight about conspiracy theories.
No, I did. I
Like
seen the title. I seen the title, but I didn't watch the joint yet. I seen the title. Inside Job.
yeah,
Inside Job. Yeah,
that shit is crazy.
Inside Job. I had seen the title. It came across like my little banner or whatever. I was like, oh, I seen that movie. But no, this is a different show. This is a whole show, whatever.
Yeah, but that shit look
Okay.
crazy.
I started Free Guy. Actually started that joint.
Free
Yeah, that
guy.
You
movie.
started
Yeah,
it.
You
yeah,
I
that
seen it?
still
movie
ain't
long.
finished it. I got halfway through.
That movie 3 hours long though. I
It
seen
is.
it, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's
man.
what
That's
it,
what I'm
that's it.
saying. I got
That three
halfway
hours long.
through the joint.
I probably watched like the first hour though so far, but that joint is good. I feel like the it's obvious, like almost as soon as the movie start, you can kind of tell that what they getting at, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And but then
Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was symbolism to the it was almost the same damn movie as the Lego movie. You remember
Okay.
the
Yeah.
remember that joint with the boy with what's his name, Emmett,
Uh huh.
with the main character? It's like the same fucking storyline. It's crazy,
He don't
yo. Like
realize he's
you
part
don't
of the.
realize, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like everything's the same, and then like it's like, oh, he's just a regular guy. He's
Mm-hmm.
irrelevant. And,
Uh huh.
it's like the same shit. It's like that. I mean, I think even how the joint started, where he opened up his
Forgot about that
closet.
shit.
He opened up his closet, like nigga opened up his closet, had the same outfit over and over again because he's like a what's it called, player in the video game. You know what I'm saying?
NPC.
Yeah, he's an NPC, so he don't realize that he's just living it. He's a part of a bigger system. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy though. It's crazy. It's like almost the same exact storyline.
Oh shit.
But no, that joint good though. It's good. I actually like it. I like I like honestly the thing that I actually do like is how they're because now I've never thought about that, how they actually made a movie about an NPC in a video game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I like that though, because I've never you never really think about that. Like, you playing Grand Theft Auto and that random person go walking down the street and because that's basically what that movie was. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? that's
That's what I
basically
was saying, bro.
that's basically what that movie was. It was
Like the
Grand
whole
Theft
movie, I was like,
Auto.
"Oh my gosh!" And people just like, they was probably sleep. It was 3 hours. I was just like in tune with that shit. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
So you got NPCs,
Yeah, that's crazy though. Like I said, I like how they did that.
and then like I think like the biggest part of that shit it was his awareness that like shook him out of it. Like knowing he was in, it's like, wait a minute,
Oh
this
yeah.
this is a pattern. Like this
Yeah.
is not normal. Like you know what I'm saying, why do I feel like this? That
exactly.
awareness, when you have that awareness,
You start to see shit like
yeah,
for what it is, and also that scene, I forgot what happened to him at the beginning.
the bank,
Where was it, the bank or something? Yeah, and what happened where like he started to see that he was in the video game. It's
the
like he didn't see.
glasses. It was the glasses.
He put the that's what it was. He put the
Yeah.
glasses on, and then all of a sudden it's like everything was like that was it was right in his
And
face.
I
And he
gotta do
didn't
with your
know.
eyes too, though, and how
Yeah,
your eye, man, bro.
man, I'm like, come on, man. I was like, if that shit ain't like that, because when he put the joint on, I'm like, okay, now he's enlightened. That's what this where
Yeah,
now that was that moment saying, okay, now he's awakened, he's
I just
enlightened now.
seen a meme about that shit too earlier.
So that shit that and it's funny with these movies. A lot of the time, the symbolism be right in there where they'll tell you, okay, this is the scene where the character became enlightened, or they'll walk through like a portal. You'll see like a bright like light, and then you'll see the character walk through the light, and then you'll be like, okay, that's their moment of becoming enlightened. You know what I'm saying? And you might just
The
think that
moment
they're
of
just
clarity.
walking through a
Yeah,
bright room. Exactly, that's their moment of clarity. But you watching the movie thinking, oh, they're just walking through a bright door. It's like, no, nigga, there's actually like the movie. There's like a communication behind in the movie, just behind outside of just the dialogue of the character, like the imagery in the background is also like communicating. The pictures on the wall have a message, you know what I'm saying? The color of the drapes, you know what I'm saying? Shit like
yep,
that. It's like all that shit has meaning. It's nothing is but in movies, like none of that shit is just coincidentally nothing. Even down to the outfits they wear, the colors
right.
they wear, all that shit, all has meaning. All of it. Shit is
Yep.
crazy. I know this is one of the biggest things that I took from, but actually I read from the Kabbalion that was talking about something similar. But I think the Kabbalion said we can only see 4% or something.
Mm,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't remember 100%, but um,
yeah.
exactly. So when I actually read that and came to understanding, I used to think like, okay, well, if I only see 1% of what's around me, that means that there must be, presences around me. So I would like speak like, what I'm saying, as if there was, people around, like, because as if there was, other forms of energy around me and shit. And that should be that's when I started like seeing all the 444s, and then I started like
Yep.
seeing the then that's when I started asking, speaking to the universe and asking questions and be like, what's this? And all right, if you real, show me. You know what I'm saying? And then coincidence after coincidence. But it all started when I started thinking past just seeing with my eyes. It was like seeing with my mind rather than seeing with my eyes and shit. And then that's when like it was almost like a door open. I don't know how to explain that shit. But and then it's like you just started to see things. I don't know, man. But that's just crazy. It's like when you start to look at life outside of just your five senses, you have to like look at like life is more than just your five senses. Your five senses is almost like the the more simple. It's like it's the more primitive aspect of your perception. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm,
that's the simple aspect. That's the basic aspect of your perception. Your perception goes way beyond that. So you have to think as if life exists beyond just your five senses. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
You have to think that way. You have to perceive life that way. Like and so and so I would use my imagination because a lot of these things, your imagination is your biggest tool. You know what I'm saying? So like I would tell myself, like, all right, I got my angels with me. So I would speak as if my angels was literally right here standing with me. And I'd be talking to them as if they was like my friends. And I'd be like asking for advice and be like, what do you think about this? And then I'll be like, all right, I'll be straight up saying, all right, if you hear me, give me a sign, you know what I'm saying? And I would just walk around all day, like open to the possibility that, any moment right now I can get my answer. I might look to the left and then somebody's walking by me with a t-shirt, and that t-shirt is exactly the fucking question I asked my angels this morning. You know what I'm saying? And then I look to my left, and these coincidences what happens over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started. And then once you actually get that faith and that belief that there are, um, that there are energies or there's life, life that exists beyond just your five senses, then it talks back to you, like it responds back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how, that's the best way to describe that shit.
yeah,
It's
it's
like
receivers, currents.
yeah, like the shit actually communicates back to you, but you have to believe it though. That's where that's like the key like ingredient. You have to believe
Faith,
shit
yeah.
that faith, because it's like you have to believe that it's almost like how they say, you know, your faith in God won't listen to you unless you know he can see that you have faith in him. You know what I'm saying? When he sees you have faith in him, then that's when you'll receive your blessings. It's like, but you have to believe what the what can be perceived. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe things that can't be explained. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Like nigga, if I'm talking to the average nigga, like, yeah, man, I was talking to my angels this morning. They be like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? They were like, are you on drugs? You know, they would see them. So, you know, but you got to still have that confidence to think like that, even, but you got to keep that shit to yourself. You know,
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that's how the average nigga will be. So that, but I'm telling you, it's the truth though. But that should be working. And you don't have to be angels. You can literally use anything, but you just have to have the belief that there are, you know, energies around you that are willing to help you. It's like having faith in the universe, having faith in God, having faith. You know, you have to look at like God put me here for me to have a positive experience in this life. So now I'm going to treat this life as if I'm here to have a positive experience. And then start thinking like that and start asking questions and be like, God, what do I have to do to be a better person, to create a more positive, you know, just things like that. I'm telling you, man. But it's all rooted in faith. All rooted in faith.
Faith, yeah.
It's all rooted in faith, man. I'm telling you, your faith and your imagination, and you know what I'm saying, and the faith that the things that you imagine will become real. You know, that's I think that right there.
How do people dismiss that though? It's so crazy to me. Like how
Your imagination is everything, bro.
Yeah.
Your imagination is the beginnings of everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's where it all starts. Like niggas underestimate the imagination, bro. Like they underestimate that shit.
Imagination builds like wonders of the world.
I'm telling you, exactly. Just in visualization, man. You know, visual. You got it's just have, because we talking on this conversation, like visualize your angels right there. Like nigga, you in your car on your way to work. You visualize your angel sitting in the seat next to you, like, you know, be like, hey, so what's the, like, you know, what's the move for the day, or just whatever's on your mind, like, you know, I'm telling you. And that's also the concept of looking within, because you're not going outside, you know, looking for a man to get your answer. You seeking your answers from, like, you know, a spiritual source, something that can't be explained, something you know, that you're looking within. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost like an intimate,
and nobody can deter that
exactly, because that's between you and whatever you experiencing. You see what I'm saying? Like no one can question that. That's why honestly, when you go through these things, it's most important to keep it to yourself, because when you start talking to other people, they put doubt in your mind because they haven't experienced that shit. And no one can tell you that shit's not real, because these are intimate thoughts. These are intimate ideas that you had in solitude. You know what I'm saying? Maybe conversations that you had with God, and then something might happen in your life. And can nobody take that away from you? You know what I'm saying? Can nobody do that shit? Because, you know, that was your intimate personal experience. You know, so I'm telling you, I mean, just in general, like, you know, people always talking about having relationships with God, and, you know, you should pray and talk to God and shit. Like, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's literally like the same exact thing, you know. But, you know, it's just always, some people might say the universe, some people say the angels, some people say, you know, whatever it may be. But whatever connects to you the best, that's the best way to do it, you know.
Yeah. That light, you gotta stay close to the light.
Yeah, and be willing to be like positive, and, you know, it's like positivity. It's like looking at an ocean and shit, and you trying to float. So it's like positivity is what keeps you above the water. And if when you start being negative, that's when you start sinking. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of look at life like from an energetic perspective. Like, all right, if I'm positive, I'm floating. If I'm negative, I'm sinking. And you gotta like move as if like from an energetic perspective, like through life, as if like, you know, you trying to not sink in the sea, if that makes sense, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So,
hey man, give me your gems.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Jewels and gem dropping.
Yeah, man.
Very wise.
Yeah, we gonna get. Oh, we got a comment.
We got a comment.
Joy Guns.
I don't be seeing
Oh
none
yeah,
of the
that's
comments.
the homie right there.
Yes, sir, Joey.
Bro. Yeah, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here for. Somebody got, you know what I mean? Somebody got to do
it. Yeah, as long as we can.
I know, right? Because you know they everybody getting canceled. Everybody getting canceled left and right. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Be
But
out of here next week,
I
though.
said that
Next
before.
week.
Like when I know I got canceled, I'm like, okay, yeah, now
That means we made it. Yeah,
I'm ruffling the right feathers.
yeah. That means
Mm-hmm.
that means people noticing
That should be your objective for real.
to get
Not to be
canceled.
canceled, but at least to like people be up in arms about something. Because like if you're not up in arms about something, that means people are not really like flexing that ability to like
I mean, you're not talking about shit.
question anything for real.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna be up in arms unless you're talking about something.
At least
something
nowadays. Now I don't know how it is in the past because I wasn't really paying attention to it. But nowadays, if you're not really like if you're not the person that they're talking about, then I don't know. I don't know.
We gotta do them. We gotta start. We gotta start shocking the crowd, dog. We gotta do like the old Oprah shows, the old Oprah, the 1990s, 1980s shows. We gotta bring the KKK nigga on this show. We gotta bring KKK. We gotta start shocking niggas out this show.
Hey, nah,
what's your name? The truth for light. What was it? What was the nigga from last
Oh
week?
boy, if we can get that man on here, boy.
The spirit of truth. The spirit of truth.
Spirit of truth. Truth.
I wanted to get him
Truth.
on the show.
TRUFF. Truth. Spirit of truth.
I get them controversial joints.
Boy, he got the whole show. He got the whole show. I ain't asking no questions.
You have the
I just
floor,
want
brother.
Go ahead, talk, dog. Go ahead, talk.
What do you want to talk about, though?
What he want to talk about? He gonna talk about what he want to talk about. Wait, he said, bitch, your mind ain't my mind, or something like that. Some shit like that, though.
All right, before we
I'm
get out
flowing
of here,
from the Survivor Squad. Go ahead.
before we get out of here, I got one graphic I want to share. This is supposedly like all like the recent UFO sightings. Why is there so many US junks? Is this propaganda?
Yes, let's get some UFO in here.
I didn't even know that.
I appreciate it.
Is this do this seem like propaganda? That shit.
I don't know about propaganda. It sounds like bullshit. It seemed like bullshit to me, though. I would expect UFOs to be. Well, I guess they could be seen more.
It looked like a whole lot
in
in the old country and in the United Kingdom. It looked like a whole lot, and it looked like a whole lot here.
Yeah,
but the thing is,
I would.
Like, but why is it? But why is it like it's crazy how it's like they're just staying right within the borders. You know what I'm saying? It's like
television stations. I don't know.
It would seem like my answer to that question.
New York Times.
Miami
Herald.
My answer to
LA
to that question would be because everybody else has seen them. Everybody else who's actually somebody, the indigenous folks and all that. I feel like everybody else has seen them, and we too in the United States or the Western culturized areas, we too up in our shit that. We're not paying attention to the sky and whatever the fuck is going on. So I don't know. That would be my answer to that, though. That would be my answer to that.
So you're saying this is false reporting?
No, I'm not saying it's false reporting. I'm saying what I'm saying is that all these black areas are more
black. You think aliens prefer?
No, I'm talking. I'm not talking about black as a race. Nigga.
Aliens,
I'm talking about blacked out areas. How our shit is lit up. I'm talking about these blacked out areas where it's not lit up or whatever. That's what I'm saying. As far as blacked out areas,
and like the Midwest.
I'm saying like all these areas that are blacked the fuck out or whatever. That I'm pretty sure that they have seen that shit and have already spoke on that shit and. It's it's nothing.
I'm just saying
it's common out there. It's common out there.
The frequency.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the frequency now, and what we're seeing where it's lit up, not the black areas, but where it's lit up in the U.S. and shit, and the UK or whatever the fuck is. So we're motherfuckers that don't have the time of day to even bother to look up at the sky and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
This looks like the most countries that have the most propaganda. That's what it looks like to me. Like,
I mean I can understand that. I can understand that, but I would also
I
say that
mean, but they, I
it's
mean,
it's
they,
the most countries that are niggas are working 9 to 5, putting OT in, and they have shitty jobs and they got to work, and they don't have niggas don't have time to look up at the sky. Niggas don't have time to look up at the sky. They don't have no time to do that shit. They too busy. They too busy doing extra shit to try to keep up with the Joneses and the Combses. You know what I'm saying? And the Sean Carter's and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't have time to be looking
yeah,
up at the
right.
sky. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Then
That's all
why
I'm saying.
Italy not lit up with shit like that? All you do is eat pasta and go to sleep.
Italy poor as shit. We talking about Italy poor as shit. Fuck out of here.
anyway.
Italy's poor as shit.
I don't know. This looks like a trend. This looks like propaganda. This looks like we've been told like fables and tall tales and shit like that. Big old I don't know.
I see them lights in the on the islands though. I'm trying to figure out what islands is those. Is that Puerto Rico over there lit
Are
up? Because I know
dino-
them niggas be talking about that shit all the time.
are dinosaurs real?
No,
Of course, they're
no,
I
real.
don't know. No one ever saw one.
I feel like they're real.
they not.
They have to be real. Of
I
course
don't
they're
know.
real.
I'm starting to think that
If
that
niggas
shit
if
is a
niggas
made
think
up story.
reptilian if niggas think there's a reptilian race out there straight of aliens, there's definitely gonna be fucking dinosaurs out there straight. There's no way ain't no goddamn
How they
dinosaurs
gonna
out
be
here.
both though? How's it gonna be both? Just like
Why
how
it can't
like
be both?
Cause,
That
they
that makes
made it.
sense.
They made it with the humans.
It's the same way. It's the same way. It's dumbass humans, so it's gonna be dumbass
but dinosaurs
reptilians.
aren't smart.
Oh, he basically trying to say the reptilians are like the animal versions of the reptilian. I mean, the dinosaurs are like the reptilian versions of the reptilian people.
Exactly.
Or like the it's like
Exactly.
Nah.
The mammal.
yeah, that's like
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You know
like
what I'm
the
talking about?
animals. And then they're like
Yeah.
the
Just like we
humans.
had the caveman and shit, and then we had the enlightened man.
The Neanderthals.
Neanderthal, yeah, the Neanderthals and shit. Hmm.
And there was the other joint called, it was like Crago Mangrin or some shit, or Acro
Yeah, it's
Mangrin, some shit like that.
evolution. It's evolution.
Cragro
Do you
Some
Mangrin.
niggas,
believe in evolution?
some
This
niggas
this
caught
is
the
a whole
shit.
nother
Some
fucking
niggas didn't catch
podcast.
the
We
shit.
can't get into this shit.
Oh,
Yeah, we in
evolution.
there. We in
Yeah,
here.
nah, we
I
can't get into
definitely,
evolution.
I believe
I don't know.
in it, and to an extent,
I haven't
to
looked
an
into it
extent.
enough to really have an opinion on that.
I mean, it's very simple. You see it every
I
day.
don't believe in
You see it.
evolution.
You can't say you don't believe in evolution because you see dumbass niggas doing the same dumbass shit every fucking day, and then you see your ass doing some smart ass shit every day. You can't say that shit. Some niggas just don't catch the
Nah,
shit. Some niggas just don't
You
catch
mean
that curve,
evolution,
bro.
genetic
yeah,
evolution? You mean like that?
I believe in like
But
athletic
that's my point.
evolution.
It's
I
it's
don't
that
believe in
it's
like
it may
man.
be genetic. Hold up, it can be genetic, but at the end of the day, niggas are making a choice at the end of the day to be a dumbass motherfucker and do some dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is gonna run in their family. They're gonna pass that dumbass shit down to their family, and they're gonna be dumb as shit too. You know what I'm saying? I could see where they say it's uh what is it genes or whatever the fuck. But that shit is being passed down. It's they people been passing stories down and shit for years or whatever the fuck. But they're passing knowledge down. So if you're not passing shit down as far as knowledge, so the next nigga that come after you is gonna be dumb as shit.
Hey, you
You
know
know what
what?
I'm saying?
That's kind of interesting you say that because it's families that like generations ain't nobody taught nobody shit. Like
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? I'm
Exactly.
talking about like generations of like no wisdom, no knowledge, no nothing. Just
Exactly.
those people do exist. You
Exactly.
know,
So that's why I don't think it's all in the genes or none of that shit. It's just what you're learning, what you're
just
taught and shit.
that's a cultural thing within certain families and shit.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say it's cultural, but it's just what your surroundings are. Your
No, when
surroundings
I say
are.
cultural, I don't mean like as a race. I'm talking about like cultural, like
Mhm.
as far as their household. Like every household
Mhm.
has a
Mhm.
culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, some niggas gonna be dumb, some niggas gonna be smart. Some niggas gonna get it, some niggas not gonna get it. They not.
But you know who gets it? The Flight
Ooh,
Room Podcast
of course.
at overtime.
Each and
In
every
overtime.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Each and every Wednesday live. We do a sports podcast called The Fifth Quarter. Follow that with the Flight Room Podcast. We talk about current events, everything that's going on in society. Then we hit y'all with overtime, the hard hitting shit, the facts, the shit that they really don't want us talking about, but we hit y'all anyway. Yeah, catch us each and every Wednesday here live on YouTube, and after that, you can follow us up with Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, goddamn messenger pigeons, all that shit. But anyways,
All of it.
it's the Flight Podcast. Going.
Let me hit you one more time. Kring.
No. Go
Nah,
back.
man.
Go back.
Ah,
Okay. Go back to the old faithful.
Kring.
It's like stupid, man.